Hello, it's Dr. Rhonda Johnson. Today is Tuesday, October 6, 2020. Well, it's official now. The Centers for Disease Control acknowledged on Monday, October 5th, that aerosol transmission is a method of spread of the coronavirus. Why is this important? Well, we already know that the virus is spread through secretions that are found in the mouth and the nose primarily. We know that the virus can be infectious through stool as well. It can also be transmitted to the eye secretions, the tears. But it's primarily, most people get this highly contagious virus through respiratory transmission. So simply speaking, there are basically two types of secretions for this discussion, and it has to do with the size. So there are droplets, which are larger than aerosols. They hit someone in the eyes, nose, and mouth when someone coughs, sneezes, talks loudly, sings, or breathes heavily, like when someone is exercising hard. Usually the person is close by, less than 6 feet away. But ever since this summer, aerosol scientists have been warning and sounding the alarm about airborne transmission of the coronavirus. So these aerosols are the other way these secretions are spread, these infected secretions. Aerosols are tiny by comparison, nearly 10,000 times smaller than a human hair. So this coronavirus, this invisible killer that we cannot see, attaches to airborne particles. And now these can travel far greater than droplets. They can travel, experts say, up to 45 feet. And these airborne particles can linger in the air for minutes to hours, infecting others who just come in contact with this virus through the air. Now, airborne transmission can occur indoors or outdoors, particularly when people don't wear a mask. So indoors, as we approach the winter, is of increasing concern here in the United States. Aerosol transmission of this virus means that any indoor area where people gather in numbers, such as bars, restaurants, schools, movie theaters, conferences, indoor rallies, church services, is a potential spreader of the coronavirus. And depending upon the numbers of people in these indoor spaces, these can be super spreader places. Now, airborne transmission, as I said, can occur outdoors, especially when people are not wearing a mask and someone who's infected with this virus is talking loudly or coughs or sneezes or sings. So now indoors, well, back to indoors, in places where there's poor ventilation. And when people are singing or speaking loudly, shouting, cheering, or booing, these viruses can get airborne and circulate for hours. Now, in July of this year, 239 researchers from 32 countries signed an open letter urging the World Health Organization and the CDC to accept the possibilities that aerosols played a major role in the spreading of this virus. And the World Health Organization revised its guidelines to recommend that people avoid poorly ventilated and crowded spaces. So how are we going to solve this problem? Well, the answer is easy, but of course the answer is not so easy at the same time. But the answer is ventilation. We cannot have recirculated air indoors during this pandemic. We have to find a way to get the outdoor air inside, even in the winter months. These aerosol scientists have a recommendation. They say open all the windows whenever possible because the outdoor air dilutes the indoor air, and it can make a huge difference in airflow rates in buildings. Aerosol scientists also recommend the use of portable, high-efficiency particulate air filters to disinfect the air further. These high-efficient particulate air filters are called HEPA, H-E-P-A. Other mitigation measures recommended by experts, including the World Health Organization and the CDC, include wearing the mask indoors, maintaining social distances, and having fewer people indoors. So if we can prevent this indoor person-to-person aerosol spread of COVID-19, this could be a game changer. Good ventilation alone, according to these experts, should help avoid some of the super spreading events we've seen, like the choir in Washington State, where all those choir members were infected, and help us get back to some resemblance of normalcy. So folks, what are we going to need to do this winter? We're going to have to plan. Again, we're going to have to plan. Well, if we're going to keep the windows open sometimes, that means we're going to have to dress in layers to stay warm. And we're going to have to get some of those portable, high-efficiency particulate air filters to disinfect the air. Now, we may want to do this as soon as possible because winter is fast approaching in parts of the world where it's going to be cooler now. Okay, so that's my message today. This is Dr. Rhonda Johnson. My views are my own, and I'll contain the references that discuss airborne transmission. Stay safe, folks. And I'm going to add another W to the 3 W's. So wear your mask, wash your hands, watch your distance, and open the windows. W, the extra W, is for windows open. So windows open, wear the mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Have a blessed day.